Tori, would you like to present next?
Sure.
With your navigation skills?
Yeah, so this is a really informal, quick little skill share about navigation, and I actually didn't even own a compass, so I just bought this little kit for $5 at Fred Meyer, and it had a compass in it, and it also has like a blanket, whistle, rope, looks like some other stuff.
So it was only $5?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know how, great of a quality all of this is, but, yeah. Oh, I guess I'll just stay here then.
You can.
I like that. Alright. So, obviously the best thing you could possibly have if you're out stranded, if you get lost when you're hiking or something, is a GPS, but that doesn't always happen or work, or it runs out of power.
Tell me about anywhere here.
Yeah. Ironically, my GPS stopped working on the way to this house today, which it never does. I've been using it for months with no problem. It's just a little... Maybe somebody could see that I was researching this stuff on my phone. They're like,
yeah, I don't doubt that.
So anyway, it's important to keep a map and a compass as a backup whenever you go or you anticipate, or in your emergency preparedness bag. So the first thing I want to talk about is that here in Washington, when you're using a compass, there's the magnetic declination. So there's true magnetic north, and then where we are in the northern hemisphere, we're actually about 16 degrees east of magnetic north. So I actually marked it on here. Yeah, and it moves yearly, so it's good to check up on where it is. So, so this is true north, and this is magnetic north. Is like 16 degrees this way. Where are you pointing? Yeah. So when you're using a compass, that's 16 degrees if you're going a long distance. That's a lot. So you have to calculate for that. So next I want to teach you guys how to take a bearing off of the map. So if you say you want to travel from one mountain peak A to peak B, what you do, and you want to use a topographic map, and I don't know if you guys know how to read a topographic map, but it has those contour lines on it. Oh my god, I'm totally... And so when the contour lines are closer together, it means that the terrain is steeper, and when they're farther apart, it means that the land is flatter. So that's one thing to take into consideration. So if you have one point on the map, and you have point A and point B where you're trying to go, you want to line up the compass so that this arrow here, this is the, and I learned this in about an hour. And I didn't do it with the compass because I bought the compass on the way here. So this is the direction of travel arrow, this red one here. So you want to point that in the direction of point B where you're going, pretty straightforward. So let's say it was like that. And then I would draw a line with a pencil and then turn the housing until the compass meridian lines are parallel to the map's longitude line. So then you want to make sure that the N on the compass is facing the north that matches up with the map. So like that. I don't know if you can see that. So these lines, the north is matched up with the longitude. Okay? And then so that's going to give you your bearing, and then you want to correct it for the declination, the 16 degrees, so then you turn it, you would subtract 16 degrees in the Pacific Northwest. So you just turn it counterclockwise 16 degrees, and that's going to give you your bearing, and it looks like it's about, if this was where I was trying to go from say, I don't know, if I was going down Portal Way and I wanted to know how to get in this direction over here, it would be about 25 degrees. So then you just pick it up directly off of the map and avoid having any metal on you because it's going to affect the magnetism of the compass. So, so then you want to hold it level and turn it until the red needle is aligned with the red marking on the housing. So this part is called the housing, the part that can spin. So you want to line up the red arrow like that as you're turning. So you want to stand and hold it like this. And when it's pointing that way, that's going to be your bearing. That's how you find it. And then next thing you want to do is find the farthest thing that you can see that is in the eyesight of your bearing. And you just want to, so like that tree over there would be where I would go, and I would just put it away and hike there, and then take it out again, re-establish where my bearing is, and then go forward. So it's really good if you're traveling at night and you have a friend. You can do leapfrog if you have like a flashlight or a light. You find your bearing, and then you tell the other person to go forward, and you find them on your bearing, and then you follow them, and then that way you can travel in the dark without being able to see the landmarks. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, I wanted to go over a couple other methods in case you don't have a compass. So there's the shadow tip method. So if you have like a long, about a 3-foot long straight stick, you stick it in the ground in a flat area where you can see the shadow, and you mark the tip of the shadow with a rock or something, and then you wait 10 to 15 minutes and you mark it again. And then you draw a straight line between those two. And if you stand with the first mark on your left and the second mark on the right, then the direction you're facing will be approximately north. So that's a really good way to do it. Yeah. Also, Polaris, the North Star. If you don't know how to find that, my phone is dead, so I can't show you. But it's the very tip of the small dipper. So if you look at the Big Dipper and it has this, and then it has the handle, I'll do it like that, and then the handle is this way. If you look at the star that's on that point, it's directly up from that one is the North Star. I don't know if you can remember that without a visual. Yeah, so that's basically what I have. Another way to do it, if it's like cloudy or you can't see stars, or you can't get a good shadow, is remember that the north-facing slope of a mountain is receiving less sun than the south-facing slope. So the north side is going to be colder, damper, it might have more snow, and also there's going to be more moss growing on